You
Yeah,
guys
sure.
just talk, say test,
Just
test,
keep
test.
talking.
Yeah.
Can we just
Test,
keep
test,
talking
test,
normally?
test,
Or
test, test,
Yeah, talk a
test.
little bit louder
just
if you
talk?
were a little bit excited.
Hello!
Hello.
Welcome!
Meow.
There you go.
Meow.
All right, I'm on. Hello, welcome, my fellow survivors. Today we're going over some patch notes here, the anniversary update preview specifically. And today I'm joined by Sulvion and fellow expert Sir Hunter. So Sulvion is going to be reading through these patch notes for us, and we're going to kind of go through and interview our resident expert Sir Hunter on some of the patches or the notes that we've seen here, and let's just kind of take it from there. Go ahead, Sulvion.
Hello, thank you, welcome. And I'm gonna read out the anniversary update preview and go from there. So, on the official Discord, it says a very special game update approaches. April 12th marks the date of The Walking Dead Survivor's second anniversary. And of course, we hope to celebrate this with all of you. For this special occasion, there's a special gift visiting Garden Springs. What's new? Number 1. Optimizations for Last One Standing. Walkers can now attack players' towns. If you win, a small amount of your HP is restored. Number 2. There's a 10-second cooldown timer which is implemented after relocating your town. And the next point is when you explore an abandoned town, that is, an eliminated player's town, finding a HP recovery item is guaranteed. Next point is when you occupy a community, there is a chance you will get a HP recovery item. The next point is added the battlefield skill healing, which instantly heals all wounded in your hospital. And the last point for number 1 is adjusted the matchmaking system of Last One Standing. Any thoughts on this, Sir Hunter?
Yes. So I know that Broben has a special tactic for last one standing, and with this, I'm pretty sure it's gonna change. So for a start, walkers can now attack our town. I don't think they'll be hard to defeat. The question is like, does it trigger like after X amount of time? Is it only if you've taken damage by another player? How much HP is it gonna restore? This is all gonna be seen like in action. The 20-second cooldown, it's actually like pretty interesting. So if you send your formation to attack someone else, they relocate. Now they're stuck for 20 seconds.
Is it
So you can use that window of time to attack them since they're gonna be unable to switch location for 20 seconds.
Yeah, that does change up the strategy that we've kind of been advocating, right? A 10-second cooldown time is implemented after relocating your town. So it kind of does prevent like that little bait and switch that we were doing. It still kind of exists in some way, but not quite the same, right? You'll be able to jump at least
Mhm.
one attack, but the second attack, you're going to probably have to sit there. So it's still kind of that strategy's still there, but I could definitely see what you're saying. It's going to change up some things. And then walkers attacking players' towns, that's going to be interesting depending on how much HP is restored and how often your towns are attacked.
Yeah, exactly. And for the 20 seconds cooldown, if you're fast, you can still like zero the other person before his formation come back. If he doesn't speed it up.
Yeah, there'll be a small window of opportunity there. And then it's
Yeah,
really interesting. You said when you explore an abandoned camp that is an eliminated player's town, finding an HP item is guaranteed. That is quite interesting. So it actually facilitates more, attacking these other players' towns and then collecting them instantly because you're going to get that HP recovery item, which, as we know, is super important when surviving in Last One
mhm.
Standing.
Yeah, I know that it's a thing that you really want to get since it's last one standing, as in the name. So looting abandoned town and going to communities to get HP recovery item will be a big change.
Yeah, and I'm quite curious what that means. Like when you occupy a community, there's a chance you'll get an HP recovery item. So it says there's a chance. Is that chance every time you receive a little bit of points and you proc an HP recovery item? Is it as soon as you garrison the community? I have quite a few questions about this specific line here.
Yeah, well, my guess for that is you have like X amount of chances to get an item after X amount of time.
Hmm, it'd be interesting, and I
This
wonder if
is
it's
what I
multiple
think is
times.
gonna happen. Yeah, I'm sure you can like get maybe 5 items if you're in the community for like a long time.
That's really cool because I know when you first start off, if you can get to one of the bottom left or the corner communities really quickly,
Hmm.
I like to put my F1 in there and sit while I'm farming the other supply trucks or camps to get my points up, and that'll be kind
Yeah.
of nice to get those recovery items while getting the smaller community.
Hmm. And the next point after that, the healing skill, I guess it's gonna be exactly like Saw. You have like a cooldown of X amount of minutes. It heals everything. It's just a nice addition.
Yeah, that's gonna be really
And
really good, high quality. Continue. I'm sorry. There we go.
yeah, after that, it's just like matchmaking. So I just hope they just balance it so it's people around the same town hall level with the same amount of power at best.
hmm Any input, Sylvian, on this first
Yeah,
point here?
like I'll run through my thought process. Like the Walker attack in town is an interesting concept that will have a different playstyle, which is there's still too vague to really explore what that means exactly. The 10-second cooldown timer can be it's almost like a double-edged sword. It's almost like gambling, right? Because if you attack someone thinking that you can beat them and actually you can't, then now you're stuck for 10 seconds. Like if someone were to port on top of me and they send their formations on top of me and they're defeated, I know that his formations are weaker than mine. So then I just retaliate, and he's pretty much a sitting duck for the next 10 seconds. So unless you're stronger than the person that you plan on trying to teleport to, it's like a big gamble. So it's actually like in terms of strategy, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it definitely creates a greater dynamic of gameplay within Last One Standing.
It requires you to actually think before you make a decision. And it's like any strategy, right? You really need to plan ahead of time and be like, can I defeat this opponent, or should I just hang back and find someone else?
hmm All right, so let's go ahead and move to point two here. Take it away.
Yeah, so number two, adjusted matchmaking in Survivors at War. Okay. The adjustment is aimed at decreasing the sometimes large gap in strength between two teams.
Awesome. That's a
Any
big
thoughts,
one.
Hunter?
Um, yeah, so it's something that a lot of the players are still like complaining about for a good reason because there is large gaps sometimes. Um, in the past, I did experience like me being a T8 facing T10s. Sometimes my team has one T10 while the other team has four T10s. You know, it's things like that that I hope they are trying to adjust so it's more fair for both teams.
Yeah, it does bode quite well. As I know, that is a high point of contention for a lot of players. Survivors at War has been unbalanced depending on where you are at any given point, and everybody has different experiences in that. So this will be really good moving forward to see how that's kind of implemented and see what the feedback is from that as well. So we do have point three here. Let's go.
Yeah, just gonna make a caveat on that. It's like in my mind, it's still not enough. It's too vague. They're obviously gonna make some kind of adjustment, but they haven't quite clarified what that is exactly. Like, is there gonna be like an MMR system put in place? Is that how it's gonna be adjusted, or is it gonna be like based on strength? And can we still use the trick where we unequip all your gear and then apply and register? And what it does, it registers your current power. So that those are kind of questions that need to be answered. That changes the gameplay.
Mhm.
But moving on to the next point, if unless anyone else has any final thoughts on this one.
Nope.
Good to go.
All right. So number three, anniversary editions of Supply Fever, Regional Purchase Club, and Double Supply. From April 3rd to 23rd, you'll see either Supply Fever or Regional Purchase Club or Double Supply in the game, each with extra large rewards for the occasion. Number one, Supply Fever, double milestone rewards. Number two, Regional Purchase Club, new equipment and generally more rewards. Number three, and final, Double Supply, 1.5 times the normal amount of rewards from the Ultimate Supply. Any thoughts on this, Sir Hunter?
Yeah, so this is gonna be a nice thing for people who like to spend money. And for first spenders, it's still gonna be really interesting because it would be one of the best moment to spend to get more items at a better price.
Yeah, definitely. I can see this is like helping out, spenders, of course, and then first time spenders is going to be it's going to be quite helpful because these are some of the cheaper packs available to us. Supply Fever, Regional Purchase Club, and Zebel Supply are quite affordable to most players. And anytime we get a bonus reward on top of those to the tune of 1.5 times, that's quite good.
Mm. Mm.
And they've added some
Do
milestone
you?
rewards, which is cool.
Yeah, they've increased those milestone rewards. I would say because I've not actually played, I wasn't around when the first anniversary came round, and I imagine both of you guys were. What were those like? Just so that we can get some kind of perspective and as to what you could potentially expect this time round.
Yeah, sure.
Well, to be honest, I kind of forgot about the first anniversary. A lot happened, uh, you
So
know, in this year that I played.
yeah, I think the Supply Fever first came out back in December and Christmas because I remember Supply Fever being like absolutely crazy, where it was almost like they started listening, and it was to the tune of like everything equipment because anvils were so hard to get before, and then when they put out Supply Fever, it was like everybody started to be like to jump on that because you could now have mass access to recruit XP, anvils, and everything you name it, everything that you would want just kind of popped up in Supply Fever, and I was really happy with Supply Fever back in Christmas. So I know it's a really awesome event for a lot of people. And then I'm not really sure about the Regional Purchase Club when they're talking about new equipment and generally more rewards because they already give quite a bit of rewards. I don't know if there was ever equipment before, so that'll be interesting to see how that comes down. And we already kind of know what double supply is, right? 1.5 times the normal amount from the ultimate supply. So double supply, ultimate supply, they're the same thing. I think double supply is more of like a season one thing, and ultimate supply is a little bit later into the seasons, but they're multiplying that reward by 1.5 times. So that's really good news.
Yeah, that's some interesting gameplay because it almost feels like if you're gonna spend, you might want to delay until this patch comes out so that everyone's prepared. They can save up their pennies and plan ahead.
That is true. Something to look out for, guys. It looks like the event period's between April 3rd and 23rd, and then they're pushing out a lot of updates right now. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it to come through, but we'll be eagerly waiting to see these updates come through as they have not officially landed. But this is the game news on the official TWS Discord. If you guys don't know, this is where we get all our most relevant data. It usually comes out before the end game stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you join the official TWS Discord, which will be in the link in my description.
Nice. So now on to the next spending. So number 4, anniversary edition of Wheel of Prosperity. So the event time is from the 4th, from 000 to April 9th, 2400 UTC. Increase the chance to win the Ruby Jackpot. Replace legendary development skill medals, development EXP, and free spins with research, construction, and training speed ups. The Town Hall skin prize is the Easter themed Easter Roundhouse. Any thoughts, Hunter?
Yes, so on the first point, increased chance to win the Ruby jackpot, that's amazing. So more people have a chance to actually win the huge amount of rubies, which can change a lot um, for someone who doesn't spend. Like it will allow them to just get, I don't know, better skills for their dogs, speed things up, increase their elite level. So it's something nice for, you know, people who doesn't spend a much if they do get the jackpot. As for the price changes, I'm not a big fan of the free spin removal. I would have preferred that they would have kept it, but the rest is totally fine. The tunnel skin looks amazing, so whoever wins it, congratulations in advance.
Yeah, and then I guess I'm kind of a living example of the Ruby jackpot. If you guys check my previous video to this, I actually did win the Ruby jackpot off of. I purchased 60 tickets, and I was able to get an 86K jackpot, which was my first jackpot ever. and it was pretty exciting. So if you guys want to check that out, it's going to be after this video as well.
That sounds great. I'm currently looking at the Ruby jackpot as we speak, like the Wheel of Prosperity. Like right now, I can see it is at 62,485. So in my mind, that goes up until someone claims it and it resets back to zero. Like if we look at the news, there's actually the guy from our server, Shiro, actually won as well. He won 79,000 gems.
Yeah, I saw.
Like,
Yeah, I saw Shiro and Defensor actually. We were all kind of all popping off at the same time.
so it's interesting because a lot of the like older regions, right? Like '05 or like, '85, all of those ones, we know that there are spenders in those regions, but these newer regions, you don't see these popping off so much, or you don't see them winning as much, if that makes sense.
And it's almost like because the chances increase, the pot doesn't get quite as big anymore. Whereas before, you could see 2, 3, 400,000 ruby jackpots, and right now it's kind of hovering right below 100K constantly because I think the chances are increased that much that it's not just even allowing the pot to grow to that length anymore, which is a really nice buff. That's to the tune of 2, 3 times increased of chance of winning this jackpot.
Mm. Yeah, I wonder if anyone's going to win the town hall skin for us. That would be very interesting.
Oh, that'd be lovely. I saw there's some guys that popping off on that, man. Devenser went super hard on the tickets. I just my mouth was my jaw dropped. I was like, holy crap, man, that guy's going wild on that thing.
Nice. Right, we'll move on to the next point then. So number 5 is the anniversary login rewards. So it says to log into the game daily from April 6th until April 16th to get some awesome rewards. Rewards include double dice for Supply Rush, Wheel of Prosperity tickets, Lucille tokens for Lucille's game, long range transmission items, salvage tokens, rubies, and a 7-day town hall skin anniversary mansion. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so j- it's just a nice gift from the developers. Um, Good items for good events. Just something sweet from their part.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they mentioned it here or if it gets mentioned later, but they did kind of unveil the opportunity market, which is where you can actually get all these things at once in one nice pack. And the deal is actually pretty supreme, comparably to just buying like raw tickets or whatever event that you're in that particular time. Like, so you get a lot of supply rush, you get a lot of Wheel of Prosperity tickets, the Lucille tokens. Still haven't participated in that myself, looking to record something for that. But yeah, overall, pretty nice here. I'm
Do
excited
you
for it.
know if that event tickets pack goes to the next pack after you purchase it the one time? How does that work?
It doubles. It's a progression pack. So after you purchase the first one, then it goes to the next one, which probably the max of which is the 99 USD or whichever currency you are. It just goes to the max pack after that.
Mm. You can only buy the max pack the one time, or can you
That is a good
buy it?
question. I think you can buy it multiple times, but that being said, I have not experienced it myself, so I could not say with certainty. But maybe someone in the comment section below could let us know.
Sounds good. Any other points before I take it to the next point?
No, I don't have anything more to add.
Okay. Number 6, Lucille's game. So the duration is from April 18th until April 22nd. Each strike from Lucille will give a prize. There are common prizes and grand prizes. Use Lucille tokens to hit a prize with Lucille. Each strike from any player gives Lucille points. The higher the amount of Lucille points, the higher the chance that someone will strike the grand prize. When the grand prize has been won, the system will generate a new one. Grand prize tickets include 30K 1-minute speedups, 100 town hall tokens, 10K decoration tokens, 50K rubies, and 10K vintage tokens. Common prize includes recruit XP, equipment, image fragments, weapon, helmet, body protection, and materials, adhesive tape, DIY superglue, vintage coins, and more. Vintage coins can be exchanged for valuable items. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so I was lucky to be able to participate in the first Lucille's game. It was very interesting. I just wonder if they have changed a lot about the event since it was the first time. But seeing like the grand prizes and the common prizes, it's very interesting. And the event is honestly just a fun short event. And if you wait for the chances to hit the grand prize, um, instead of like using all your tickets or whatever the event uh, token is, if you just wait for the grand prize to have like the highest chances, I guess a few people could gain the grand prizes instead of being like the pay to win people.
Yeah. So would you say
And yeah.
it's similar to the way that bingos kind of run? Is this an event that you kind of like save for and maybe you don't participate in the first one and then you go through it the next time and try to win? Or is this something you can kind of get enough tickets for, then compete within the same event and get a chance at the grand prize?
No, it's really different. The first time I participated, like I didn't had a lot of tokens to participate. You have to buy them pretty much like turn off the cards, except you don't get like one daily.
Mm,
It's really a little amount. So saving them until like the grand prize has a high chance to get obtained would be the best thing to do for low spending or free to play player.
gotcha.
Unless they changed it, uh, we shall see in due time.
Absolutely. All right. Sulvion, take us away.
Yep, sounds good. This is the one I've been excited for. So number 7, added a war declaration function. So in this function, a clan or a coalition can officially declare war on another clan or coalition. In S1 in Season 1 and S Season 2, clans can declare wars on other clans. Using a new button on the clan management interface, declaring war can be done by a leader or an R4. In Season 3 and beyond, not clans but coalitions can declare war on each other. Using a new button on the coalition management interface, declaring war can be done by a coalition's leader or first captain. When a war has been declared, names of all members and buildings of the clans or coalitions at war turn red. Ending a war can only be done by the clan or coalition that started it. There's a cooldown time after declaring war and after ending a war. One clan or coalition can declare war on at most 5 enemies. What are your thoughts on this exciting new feature?
Well, it's something that a lot of people were asking for. It's really gonna be interesting to see, do we have to declare war to be able to attack another clan, or is it more just like a visual thing? Um, what if like you declare war on 5 enemies, but there's like 6, 7, 8 that are declaring war on you? Um, it's all like little things that we need to see with time, and I think it's gonna be a nice addition. It's gonna be more visual for the clan to see like, okay, I'm just logging in, daily, just checking my things, and okay, so we are at war against them. So it's gonna be easier for like more casual players to see, are we at war? Are we at peace? Is there like an enemy close that I need to watch out? By having like names, buildings like in red, it's gonna be easier to identify who and where the enemy is.
Nice. Yeah. So, Sir Hunter, would you say this is like another quality of life feature, like additive to what they've already kind of added to the global map when you scroll out and you can see like skirmishes popping up throughout the world map?
Yeah, definitely a quality of life feature.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about us as well because it's like an official declaration, right? That's kind of what they're pushing
Hmm.
out there. It's like these are our enemies, and That it will be quite interesting what you said, whether, if like multiple clans are ward on the same one, how is this visually appearing? Is it announced in chats? How do we see that information? That'll be pretty cool to see. I think it sounds fun.
Mhm. So I see a little bit more in terms of like how this could be used in terms of facilitating like certain events. Like the fact that not just the leader, but an R4 or not even like the first captain and leader. Like if for example you infiltrated someone's ranks of a coalition and you accidentally quote unquote declared war, I kind of wonder what type of environment you'd create by making an accident, if that makes sense. Because I can imagine a lot of I don't know. A lot of drama, I guess, or a lot of like something will erupt from that. And
Yes.
I'm pretty certain that someone's going to make a mistake at some point, or even try to click on it because they want to know what the feature does, right? So they want to understand what it means exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. Yeah, especially when you have like alt clans and stuff, and people just like decide just like using it willy nilly, and then the seldom mistakes and such, or the occasional mistakes. I do wonder how that is going to work, and it's almost like, oh crap, like maybe like it's a red alert. How does that kind of come across, and how will it be used? Very interesting point you make there, Sylvian.
It would be interesting. Like, does that mean when you declare war, is there like some kind of server banner at the top, like when you receive a new survivor, like this person has received a survivor? Would it be like this clan is declaring war on this clan? Like, would it be as like obvious as that, or would it be like a little bit more subtle, you know? And is that information going to be available for all clans to see? Like, you look at the personal leaderboards for like combat survivors, is that going to be open information, or is that going to be information where you have spies in each other's clans in order to see that information? So that's like espionage is like part of the fun of the game.
Yeah, that's exciting. Super exciting. Anything you want to wrap up with that, Sir Hunter?
No, that's pretty much everything on my part.
Sounds good. All right, I think this is the last point, right? This is number 8. So other adjustments. Reduce the level and number of PvE enemies in season locations from 31 to 35, which is season 7, by 25 to 40%. When the healing page of the hospital UI is open, the number of wounded fighters is not at once auto-refreshed. If there are new wounded fighters, those will only be added to the hospital after you tap the heal button. This will prevent disruption of the healing operation. And the last point is participating in lines we cross both as a raider and as a defender will no longer trigger the Reckless Fury buff. Any thoughts?
Yes, so I know that in season 7, a few players were complaining about the amount of walkers needed to beat the comms. I haven't really participated a lot in season 7, but just seeing the amount of people who were complaining that the walkers were too strong or there was way too many of them, I can understand that the devs have finally decided to reduce that just to make the game more smoother for just everyone. After that, the healing page, I guess it's fine. Like I haven't seen that for myself, but it's little things just to make life easier. And for line recross, I just wonder, is it for the whole event? Is it when you just, you know, get into the region? Uh, because the 2% buff was, not a lot, but it was still helping.
It's interesting why they even added that. I'm like, what was their point here? Not taking away reckless. So it's basically just saying in lines we cross, reckless fury will no longer be triggered, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're a raider or defender. So just the whole map of lines we cross is they've just taken the buff out. Interesting.
I think actually now that I've, been able to sit down and listen to you guys discuss it, I think what it is that if you're an attacker, you have the advantage because you're consistently popping Reckless Fury. But if you're the defender of the region, you can't even scout other towns. So you don't actually have the opportunity to activate Reckless Fury as a defender perspective,
Mm.
unless you have to, retake your com.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to make that fair, then they just remove it entirely, which makes sense actually,
Nice. Yeah.
because that means the attacker will always get the advantage because they'll always get the 2% consistently, whereas the defender won't because they can't even scout towns to get reckless.
Gotcha. I'm still trying to decipher this hospital UI. Like the number of wounded fighters is not at once auto refreshed. If there are new wounded fighters, those will be added to the hospital after you tap the heal button. This will prevent disruption of the healing operation. What do you really do? You make what do you make of that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it as well. I think when you first go into your hospital and you need to heal your troops, like the sliders are on max, right? It tries to heal as many fighters or wounded, depending on your resources, whether or not you can fulfill like healing all of them. So I guess when you click heal and it's healing, and then you try to go for the next one, it doesn't auto refill. So what that means is that you can be selective about which troops you plan on healing
Oh,
next.
yeah.
Because sometimes if let's say your cavalry, your formation is all cav, and you only want to spend resources on cavalry, you don't want it to autofill melee, autofill shooter for you.
Yeah, that makes sense because like I know that when I'm in a scramble in a fight or something and someone hits me and I have like some idle fighters or just various things that are not the same tier and it just kind of auto refreshed everything to max if you have the resources to replace them. And you never really could go have the time to like deselect the ones you don't want. You just like heal them all. But with this, you're able to kind of select that troop line, it sounds like, and just tap the heal button in that way. And you can kind of let the other troops die off if you don't really want them. So that's a really nice quality of life, I would say, for wars and overall the overall healing operation.
I think the first point I don't really fully understand, like by 25 and 40%. Oh, that's what Sir Hammond meant by within each com, right? Let's
Yes.
say they had
Yeah,
like 1,000 walkers, it should be like, I don't know,
yeah.
800 or 700.
So my guess is uh, level 31 com will have a reduction of 25%, while the 35 com will be 40%. And the coms in between will have a reduction of between 25 to 40, just slightly jumping each time to match the description of the patch notes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right,
That sounds great.
closing thoughts, I suppose. Overall, I see a lot of cool things here. Not too many things I'm like worried about. A lot of improvements. Anytime they start nerfing things, it's never good. But it seems like they've just added a whole lot of functions and playability and quality of life here. So, any ending remarks on the overall anniversary update preview here, guys, before we close it out?
I
Well,
guess no.
it's gonna be nice to just like log in, do the multiple events, and the biggest changes will be for last one standing for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say now.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like everything seems cool. Everything seems very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to that new war system. But then, even a caveat from this like announcement is the other one. I mean, what are your thoughts on this Tomb Raider crossover? Like, I don't know what does that mean.
Oh, the one above it, the Tomb Raider crossover.
Yeah, yeah. I want to kind of touch on that because I think that's kind of interesting. But I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's some kind of April Fools or something.
Yeah, I guess let's see. Greetings, survivors, everyone. As our secondary anniversary approaches, we're excited to announce that a never before seen crossover will take place soon in The Walking Dead Survivors. The TWS team is teaming up with the iconic Tomb Raider franchise to bring new and exciting content to the game. More information will be released soon, so stay tuned to your social media platforms to stay up to date. Are you excited? Let us know what you think. So I guess it could be April Fools, but I also think what maybe they're bringing a franchise in, so they're going to kind of maybe adapt some of their content with Tomb Raider as a sponsorship, so it's going to lift up their both of the franchises with more eyes and players like joining the game, and maybe even working together as in a collaboration to kind of bring you know aspects of either game into TWS or Tomb Raider or something like that. That's kind of what I get from it. So I
Mm.
would think I would think it's probably a lot of graphical things, if anything.
Mm. So Hunter, any thoughts?
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what it's actually gonna be when we get more informations. But having looked at some feedback from the community, I would say it's pretty much 50-50.
Hmm. That's interesting. I personally don't have any thoughts on the situation. I don't really know what to expect. So either way, I'm kind of excited. I mean, any change is good change in my eyes because that just means that the devs are really, you know, trying to promote the growth of this game.
I agree.
Mm.
All good things in the end. So I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. Us going over the anniversary update preview. If you guys enjoyed this sort of content, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and let us know what you think, how we could do better. And that's gonna be it for me here. Go ahead, Sulvion and Sir Hunter. You guys could say your goodbyes to the to everybody and all your fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, Rowan, for having me here, and I look forward to seeing you all in 666.
Sir Hunter. Dot dot dot.
Meow.
Sir Hunter, meow. We have some technical difficulties here, possibly, but thank you guys
Yeah, I
all so
just want
much.
to say,
Here it goes. Let's
yeah, I just want to say thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for coming on to Robin TV here, guys. And everybody else, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.